Captain's Pick, the FPL Podcast.
Hello and welcome on board flight episode 21 of Captain's Pick, the FPL Podcast. This is your captain and host speaking, Geoff Willis, and each week I'll be taking flight to talk Fantasy Premier League football. You can find the show on a whole host of podcast services, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and a whole lot more. Just search Captain's Pick. Before I go through a rundown of today's show, a quick shout out to the FPL Christmas drinks I went to last Friday, organised in part by the Who Got the Assist lads, Tom and Nick. Thanks for organising, chaps. It was really good to see a lot of other FPL managers, some great chats going on. Big shout out to Lee and Sam from at FPL Family, who I've been watching on YouTube this season. So it was great to meet them, have a good chat and catch up on FPL. Also nice to see and speak to Adam from at 35who on Twitter. Also Shez from at FPL 2 Guys 1 Cup. It was nice to meet Aaron Ball, who's at HappyAB29. And really nice to meet and chat to at Jono United. He's another YouTuber, check him out. He also does the Wildcats YouTube streaming FPL show every week. So it was really nice to meet a lot of those guys for the first time and catch up with the guys that I've met at the last drinks. So yeah, looking forward to the next FPL community meetup. Okay, so on today's show, I'll be introducing my new FPL mini league competition. Very excited for that. I'll also give a quick review of game week 17, talk transfers and my captain's pick, and I'll finish off with a quick preview of game week 18. But first, yes, very excited to be introducing a competition. So I wanted to give back a little to the community that's been so welcoming since I started doing this podcast back in August and started my Twitter account then as well. And kind of wanted to combine really in terms of the sort of the name for the league, like half marathons, but then something to do with which used to be called the Charity Shield, is now called the Community Shield. So from game week 20, I am introducing the half-season Community League. And basically what this is a chance, there's a few reasons for it behind this. So I wanted to give back a little bit to the community and have a nice league to get managers in that might be struggling, maybe in their first seasons. They might not be doing great in their overall rank, or they might be quite far behind in their mini leagues. And so with this mini league, it starts from game week 20 to 38 to the end of the season, and all scores will start from 0. So from game week 20, we'll all start on a score of 0, and no new teams. That's the only rule. Just keep your team as it is, but obviously you can make changes and do all the regular stuff. But just wanted a chance for people who might be struggling a little bit and thinking about giving up, that they can come into a new league and start from 0 with everyone else. There is certainly a charity aspect to this as well. So it is free to enter the league by all means, but I have set up a Just Giving page where if you could donate any as large or small as you can, that would be great. And if you can't, it'd be great if you if you could at least share the league and share what you've entered into and the charity page as well. So I and us as a community will be donating to Cancer Research UK. And some personal reasons behind this. So I lost my my mum to cancer a few years ago now, and she's sort of the inspiration behind this. And any money we can help raise to go towards the research of trying to end this terrible disease that destroys families, that any money we can get to them would be great, and any exposure and publicity we can make for them, that would be fantastic. So there's a little reason really, or big reason behind the league. I've also, there will be a prize as well. So I've donated £100 to the league, £50 of which I've already donated to Cancer Research UK. If you go to my Just Giving page, the link will be in the description of this pod. It will also be in the description on my Twitter account. But if you go to justgiving.com/fundraising/FPL-captain-Geoff-Willis. Again, those details will be on the description in this pod and also on my Twitter account as well. The league code is 1010060-1308938. Again, that league code details will be in the description of the podcast, as well as on my Twitter page at Captain's Pick Pod. The other £50 of what I'm donating to the league, that will go to the winner of the league, and that will be a £50 Amazon gift voucher. So not only do you get the kudos of winning the first ever half-season community league, you'll also get a nice £50 gift card, and whoever wins, you'll just be able to give me your email address and I'll be able to get that straight to you. So so that's the half-season community league. Be great for as many people to join as possible. Again, any donation, large or small, would be great. And if you've not got any bucks to toss our way, no worries, just try and share the league as much as possible. So that's the half-season community league, starting from game week 20, all scores from 0. Can't wait to have a really competitive league. Good to see a lot of new faces and some familiar faces in there as well. And just really looking forward to managing and administrating a league. I think will be a lot of fun, and again, some good prize at the end for the winner, and also if we can get a lot of donations towards a really good and worthy charity, I think that would be an excellent idea, and great coming from a really excellent community. Okay, so I will be going into game week 17 now, and after the amazing over 100 score from game week 16, back down to earth with a bit of a bump. Kind of had a half feeling that this might happen. I'll just quickly go through my team and where the points came from. So Fabianski getting 9 points with West Ham's 2-0 win over Fulham. Great clean sheet here. Also got me save points and bonus points. Exact reason why I got Fabianski in. Seems to be doing a real treat in goal, and I think he'll probably be the goalkeeper the rest of my season. So that's one less headache to think about. In my back line, I had Robertson, just the 2 points. Wasn't expecting the clean sheet. Thought I might get some attacking points, and of course Liverpool did win 3-1, but he's been brilliant so far, so no problems there. Doherty finally gets the clean sheet, so he's been getting me attacking returns in the last couple of weeks. Got a clean sheet this time, so 6 points from him in Wolves' 2-0 win over Bournemouth. Alonso, this was slightly devastating. At one point he hit the post, and then they conceded, Chelsea did, and then he got a yellow card in Chelsea's 2-1 win over Brighton, so he ended up with just 1 point, but much like Robertson, he's been great for me, so I can't complain. Good fixtures coming up for him. And then Lucas Dean, who came off my bench. I did bench him. But he came off my bench and got me 3 points, which is brilliant. He got an assist in Everton's 3-1 loss to Man City, so I wasn't too far wrong with the benching in the first place. Didn't think they'd keep a clean sheet. Thought he may get an attacking return, but there was a few doubts on some of my players. I thought he might come off my bench, so that's why I was first on the bench, and he did indeed. So a nice attacking return from him, 3 points. In my midfield, 2 points from Richarlison, who I thought about benching, ended up giving him a start, and he had 2 or 3 great chances. So slightly disappointed not to get an attacking return from him, even though it was against City, but definitely be keeping him for the great fixtures upcoming. Felipe Anderson, excellent second game for me, and got an assist. And so he got me 6 points, which is brilliant from the 2 games he's come in for me, and great fixtures for West Ham. So really happy with my 2 West Ham players. And then my transfer, so I brought in Sterling for Salah, as I mentioned on the last pod. Was nervous about this, always nervous getting rid of Salah after he's just scored a hat-trick, and I captained him, brought in 43 points, and I got rid of him. Looks as though it was the right decision, because Salah blanked and just scored the 2 points, where I had a little heart attack when Sterling was on the bench, but he did come off the bench to get a goal, so he got me 6 points. So it was definitely worth that transfer. And going forward, happy to have Sterling. Would like Salah back in the team in about 3 or 4 game weeks' time after their tricky run of fixtures. But for the moment, really happy to have Sterling. And then up front, I had Success, who I started. Unfortunately, he's been starting all the games recently and then didn't start the one game where I started him. So he only got me 1 point. He only played 13 minutes in Watford's 3-2 win over Cardiff. If he'd started, I'm sure he would have got in on the goals there. So that was disappointing. Even more disappointing was Aubameyang. Just got me the 2 points. He hasn't returned for me. Really got 1 assist last week. So I need some goals from him. He's so expensive. He needs to deliver. And he had so many shots. Should definitely have scored against Southampton. So that was disappointing. But I think goals are definitely on the horizon. And then just got away with it with my captain's pick that went on Kane. Had a beautiful fixture, Burnley at home, couldn't get much better than that, and he got just the 1 assist in the last minute of the game, so he got me 10 points, but without that would have been like a disastrous week, but thankfully he cropped up in that last minute with the assist. My other transfer, I last minute after the FPL drinks came home a little bit drunk and did a transfer. Took the advice of Adam from @35who. No hard feelings, mate. Don't worry. But he suggested Kolasinac, and Adam, who's the Arsenal correspondent for the Planet FPL podcast. If you're an Arsenal fan, you should definitely check out him on Twitter, and he's got some really good stuff, really good Arsenal articles as well. And Kolasinac wasn't even in the squad. I don't blame Adam here. It was just a complete ghost injury. Came out of nowhere. An hour before the match, he was declared. Wasn't in the squad, and he had a tightness in his thigh. So completely came out of nowhere. I'm sure he could well have brought me attacking returns in that Southampton game as well. So that was disappointing. Brought him in for TAA. I did manage, when I did the transfer, to do it before any price rises or losses happened. So didn't lose anything on TA and made a little bit on Kolasinac. So hopefully Kola, as we call him in the community, hopefully he starts the next game and he's fit enough, and he'll be starting for me, I'm sure. But that was disappointing. In the end, between the 2 transfers, obviously had to take the -4. Kind of came out no better, no worse. Probably, I guess I was -1 down on the deal, but I was just glad that Salah didn't come back to haunt me, and TAA didn't play. So going forward, not too bad on those decisions, but there we go. He, to be fair to Adam's credit, he did talk me out of getting Mahrez for Richarlison, and Mahrez just matched Richarlison, so that was good not to bring him in. But glad I stuck with my guns and brought in Sterling for those points. But there we go. So at the end of it, it was game week 17, 48 points from that game week. Obviously with the -4, would have brought it to 44. The average points was 43. So just got a point over. So at least it was slightly above the average. Game week rank of 2,066,000, which last week's game rank was 14,000. So it's pretty big jump, big gap there. So that left me on 1,018 points. So broke the 1,000-point barrier now. And an overall rank drop of about 16,000 to 86,100. Could have been a lot worse, to be fair. I think there was some other pretty bad game weeks, so not too bad to have a bad game week in this game week. Still in that top 100k, so definitely looking to cement that position and try and get as high in the ranks as possible. I also, in my two other main friends and family leagues, have gone into top spot in both of those now with sort of 20-30 point margin in both of those leagues, and they're the main thing really. The overall rank is nice to get as high as possible, but I definitely want to be winning those friends and family leagues, and this is definitely my best start to a season in both of those, so I'm definitely looking at trying to hold on to top spot come Christmas time and then into the new year. Okay, so looking at transfers then, and remember it's an early game week deadline, game week 18. It's on Friday, that's Friday 21st of December at 7 o'clock. Recording this as of Thursday afternoon, so it's tomorrow the deadline at 7 o'clock in the evening before the Wolves-Liverpool game. I'll remind you at the end of the pod as well. So in goal, I'll be starting Fabianski, who's got Watford at home. Watford have been pretty decent attacking wise, but there's no reason why I couldn't see a clean sheet from West Ham in that one. Currently I'm playing another back five, seems to have done me good stead in certainly the last 3 or 4 weeks. So I've got Robertson away at Wolves, potential for clean sheet, but certainly potential for attacking points. Could be quite a tight game, that. Then Alonso at home to Leicester, looking for big points from Alonso in this game. Disappointed in the last one, but think he can go big in that game. I will be starting Doherty against Liverpool. Wolves are at home, so they've been pretty decent against top 6 at home. Wouldn't count on a clean sheet at all, but he's also got that attacking threat and just don't want to leave him on my bench. Currently, I've got Kolasinac, who Arsenal got Burnley at home. He is yellow flagged, but fingers crossed he'll start. But if I get any word from the manager's press conference that he's out, then I may have to transfer him out. A bit annoying that I've just got him in for a hit and I'd maybe have to take him out for a hit. But fingers crossed that he starts. I think he could get points in that game. And I'll be starting Digne, who Everton have got Tottenham at home. He obviously, from the Man City game, shows that he can get attacking points even against top 6 opposition. And I fancy him. Clean sheet, probably not, but I could see attacking returns coming from them. I think Everton have certainly been pretty decent recently. So, I think he's got potential of getting points there. Also in that game, I'll be starting Richarlison in my midfield 3. Look, he could have definitely scored against City, so I can't see why he couldn't score against Spurs. Then I have Felipe Anderson, again West Ham, home to Watford. Watford been good attacking, but have been leaky at the back for sure, so can see him doing really well in that match. And then Sterling, Man City, home to Crystal Palace, hoping for a big 3-4-0 win victory in this one. Palace, you just never know who's going to turn up with them, but I fancy Sterling to do well. He did play about half an hour in the Carabao Cup this week, And Sane was completely rested, so I would have thought Sane plays. Mahrez played the whole match. He's played the last 2 matches, so I think it will probably be Sterling and Sane to start that match. Fancy Sterling to do well. And then my top 2, where all the money's at. So Kane away to Everton. Again, Everton fairly decent defensive, but just show from City that they can leak goals against top opposition. Kane was rested midweek, but he did play the last half an hour in the Carabao Cup. So I think would have thought he'd start, and he's got the potential to do well. And Aubameyang, who played the whole 90 minutes in the Carabao Cup against Spurs, he's got Burnley at home. I'm hoping he starts. They really need to bounce back from their loss last week to Southampton. So I could see him starting up front with Lacazette. There's a chance Aubameyang could be rested here, but I've got to try and start him, and just hopefully he gets on. He can come off the bench and score goals. We've seen that earlier in the season, but he's certainly on sort of last chance saloon with me. And then first on my bench, I've got Camarasa of Cardiff, who've got Man United at home. Obviously, the big news: Jose Mourinho was sacked, and I thought I'd have Camarasa first on my bench. Don't quite know how United are going to be away at Cardiff there, with Solskjaer as a new manager. Not sure what team he's going to start, so could be potential for Camarasa to get something there. Success, I think, probably maybe had all his starts that he was going to get at Watford, so he's second on my bench, and he's West Ham away. And so that's how my team is shaping up for game week 18. So in terms of transfers, obviously if Kolasinac is out, I may have to look at transferring him out. I'm not too sure who for. I could just offload the money and go cheap and go down to a Wan-Bissaka at 4.3 million, or even perhaps down to Bednarak of Southampton, who started the last couple of games, and he's at 3.9 million, and just totally release that money. If I do that, then I would have enough money to upgrade Richarlison to Sane, who has got excellent fixtures coming up. Obviously, I already have Sterling, but I know a lot of people have Sane and will potentially be captaining him. So that's what I'm thinking. But if Kolasinac looks like he's going to play, then I may just roll the free transfer. I do have 1.8 million in the bank, so it's kind of burning a hole in my pocket. Not entirely sure what to do, which probably means I should just leave my team as is, especially after not a great game week. The way it's been going, normally a good week follows, so maybe the best thing is just to leave the team and just roll the transfer. But I'll keep you updated on Twitter. Any moves that I may make, I will tweet on there. Just running down those fixtures again. Wolves at home to Liverpool on the Friday night game. Then Arsenal, Burnley, Bournemouth, Brighton. Look out for Bournemouth assets in that match. Looking for something from Fraser and Wilson. I don't own them, but owners will be looking for returns from them. Chelsea at home to Leicester. I fear not having Hazard. He's scored 19 points in the 2 games that I haven't had him. So no doubt he'll do well against Leicester again, but that's just Hazard. I get him in, doesn't do much. Get rid of him and he does something. It's just going to be like that for my FPL career while he's at Chelsea, I think. Huddersfield at home to Southampton. Interesting to see what Southampton do in that match. Be looking at Danny Ings, who scored a brace in their last game. City at home to Palace. Looking at big points from Sterling there, but Sane could do well. KDB's back and Aguero's back. Could be trouble for Crystal Palace there. Newcastle at home to Fulham. Can Mitrovic go back to his old team and score and do well? Potentially. Interesting to see what happens in that game. West Ham, Watford, already spoke about there. Fancy West Ham to do well. Cardiff home to Man United. Who knows? Be interesting to see who lines up for United. Keeping an eye on Martial, Rashford and Pogba there. And then the Sunday game, Everton at home to Spurs, which could go any way there. Could well be plenty of goals in that match. In terms of my captain's pick, currently I have the armband on Sterling. I think he'll start and I think he'll do well against Palace. I really brought in Aubameyang as an option for captaincy in this game week. They've Burnley at home. But considering he played 90 minutes midweek and hasn't done well in the last 2 or 3 games, means that I'll probably give the armband to Sterling and the vice-captaincy on Aubameyang. I need to be putting the captain's armband on a sure starter, and I think that will be Sterling, so that's why he'll probably get the armband over Aubameyang. Okay, so I think that's where I'm going to land the show. A reminder that the Game Week 18 deadline is Friday, 7 p.m. A reminder that the half-season Community League is open now. The league code 1010060-1308938. Please get in touch via Twitter if you've got any questions about that. The league code will be in the description of this pod and also in my Twitter feed. So that's the captain's pick, the half-season Community League. Money going to charity, to Cancer Research UK. Let's get a nice bit of money going towards to that great charity if we can. And look forward to challenging a lot of my friends and rivals and hopefully getting a lot new FPL managers in that league as well. And by all means, tweet me at Captain's Pick Pod if you've entered the league or any questions that you may have. Remember, it's a Just Giving page, justgiving.com/fundraising/FPL-captain-Geoff-Willis. Just a note as well, with the busy Christmas schedule, I'll try and get some mini pods out if and when I can. Lots of the game weeks, there's only 1 or 2 days between them, so the pods don't really stay relevant for long, but I'll try and get something out. Follow me, follow my tweets, follow me on Twitter to find out when I've uploaded maybe a mini pod, just to keep aware of when the pods come out. Keep an eye on my Twitter account. And if this is the last pod of the year or before Christmas, have a great Christmas. Try not to think too much about FPL, but just keep an eye on those deadlines. They come thick and fast, so just don't want you to lose out on the transfers and points. But yeah, okay, well, thanks for listening to this in-flight podcast. I've been your captain. Good luck with Game Week 18. And until next time, it's been my pleasure to talk with you.
Captain's Pick, the FPL Podcast.